कैसे होती है हैदराबादी हिंदी? तू मेरे पति को जानता है क्या? कैसे होती
No, it'll be like just say that line again.
तू मेरे पति को जानता है ना? ओह हैदराबादी.
मेरा पति मालूम है तेरे को?
मालूम
So it'll be that tonality.
Will we see you do Natu Natu as well?
No, that skill I don't. They're the two guys, Charan and Tarak, are there to do that. Same, similar.
Twisted family this is.
Yeah.
It's a crazy bunch of lunatics these are. I want to be one of them. I think that was
That's really. She nailed it. See, India is a strange country. We have 1 billion people, but the mindset every 10 or 15 square kilometers is very, very different. What is okay for you and me is not even acceptable just outside like 10 square, like I'm saying just go back in this 5 kilometers radius in terms of mindset and sort of thought process.
Hi guys, my name is Disha and today we have with us the team of Rana Naidu, Rana sir and Surveen ma'am. Hi guys, how are you all?
Hi
Very well,
Disha,
thank you.
very well.
So I want to start off by saying that I watched both the episodes that were given to us, and when I finished it, my first thought was like, what a twisted show this is, and in a good way, in a good way. So I wanted to know what was your reaction when the
Exactly.
script came to you all?
Same, similar.
Twisted family this is.
Yeah.
It's a crazy bunch of lunatics these are. I want to be one of them. I think that was
That's really. She nailed it.
So then, how did you all get into these characters? Because honestly, I have not seen both of you play any of these roles before. So it must have come with its share of challenges as well.
I guess it did, but that's what attracted us, right, in the first place. The fact was, this is the kind of family it is. These are the complexities that they go through, and see, the good thing about a show is you have a lot of time to understand these characters. You have a lot of time to be engaged with them. There's enough time or enough number of scenes for the audiences to get to their mind space in this, and there's no other way except for a show that we could have done something like this, I think. And I think Karan, who's written it, adapted it, has created the universe so well. He's created each of these characters have so many layers to them, and I guess that's what it was. That's all it was.
Surveen ma'am?
Yeah, exactly. Put it really.
So I was going to ask the question, since you mentioned layers, did you all contribute to these characters in any way, or was it like they were already constructed and given it to you and you just took on the roles?
So, obviously with Karan heading it, I think a lot of the job was pretty much done with the way he had etched every part, every character, every family member. The dynamic was so clear. But yet, as an actor, I think on any given part, you kind of bring in something of your own personality that kind of, seeps into every character that you play, which, at least for me, I know I don't decide beforehand, and it kind of just spontaneously happens, and which is why I feel like casting is such an important, plays in such an important integral part to any project put together. But having said that, yes, Karan was very, very clear. He'd gotten into very, very finer details and made sure that every part is extremely well nuanced. And even on set when we were shooting, he would go right till that last detail and finesse it, right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
He would always do that. And Suparn, both, in fact. So yeah, that, and at the end of the day, I think it's also an extremely collaborative process. You're not doing it all by yourself, or the job's not done because the part is written well. It has to be collaborative, and that's the only way to kind of get it close to right.
So ma'am, you have been with Netflix long before OTT blew up during the pandemic. We saw you in Sacred Games, and we've seen you in Decouple last, and we're seeing you again this
And Netflix has been very, very kind to me. and I feel at home, really.
You have seen, OTT go from the small platform where people chose to go to now everybody depends on it. There's also been a change in the way the platforms are approached, especially censorship. So what is your opinion on censorship setting into OTT, especially from last year?
I somewhere don't really agree with censorship coming on OTT, because wasn't that the reason why creativity was able to blossom on OTT far more than it was on film. So yes, a little bit of the ethos you feel tends to get lost because you're kind of working backwards and trying to make things work while you're moving away from being true to the ethos of what you're trying to do. While I say that, I mean, at the end of the day, there are bodies to do the job. Personally, I feel I'm not very happy about that, and anything said, done becomes a controversy and becomes controversial, and then art at the end of the day needs you need a lot of freedom to be able to create, right? And that's what, when OTT started, most makers, directors, writers suddenly felt like, oh my God, we're in a place where we can really have a voice and say things how we want to say them. So I feel like, yeah, but there are higher powers sitting up there.
So do you agree with it?
On censorship,
Yes.
on OTT, do I agree with it? See, India is a strange country. We have 1 billion people, but the mindset every 10 or 15 square kilometers is very, very different. What is okay for you and me is not even acceptable just outside like 10 square, like I'm saying, just go back in this 5 kilometers radius in terms of mindset and sort of thought process. I think there needs to be a rating, definitely. This is content that is adult, this is content that is violent, this is content that is, or whatever, that is definitely a necessity. And I think it's the ethos of the platform or the network or the filmmaker really to underline why he's telling what they're telling, and if it's not just to grab eyeballs or sensationalize, if it's part of the story, I think that understanding is what the platform should do when you're in a country that's as diverse as India is.
Does the pressure of, how will people react, or especially controversies that, okay, while you're making a subject of performing a role, is there that pressure that, okay, how is my audience going to react to this? Is this going to lead to a controversy? Is that now an added pressure that comes along?
Only like marketing and since people say stuff, but when you're making a story, you don't even know what. See, and it's pretty hard to gauge of what the audience will react for, right? For example, I produced a film called Krishna and Leela. It's a Telugu film. It's a love story. It's a simple love story with all new young 3 kids, and it's a young. It was on Netflix, and they were banning and boycotting the film. It's a 1.5 2 crore film because the title had Krishna in it. So it just didn't make any sense, right? So there will be things, and it's also the internet is new. It's the first time in all our hands. We all have a viewpoint to say. It's also free. See, if you ask one person to start paying for the tweet he's putting there, game over. Like, that's not going to happen. Free speech won't happen because it's free. You can do anything you want, right? And we're still a country that hasn't fully taken to that or subscribed to that properly. And many times on the internet, when you start realizing volume, you'll see that majority is wrong over majority is right. So that's what thinking happens. That's why thinkers are there. That's why you have to study, you have to learn, you have to do all of these things, and you can't make quick opinions and decisions based on this.
Ma'am, recently Anurag sir broke everybody's heart by saying that Sacred Games 3 is not coming back. We are going to live with that cliffhanger all our lives. So are you also heartbroken that,
Why not?
the story is not completed? And
Of course. I mean, yeah, story is not complete. I think there was so much that went into every person's past, every character's past. There was kind of a lot of things were untouched upon, which we knew, but you as an audience, huh?
Can I ask?
No.
I'll try my luck.
You get to see what you get to see. You got to ask Netflix if you want. But yeah, of course, it's heartbreaking. When I heard that season 3 was not happening, I think that was the beginning of OTT really shining
Yeah, that's true, actually.
in India.
Sacred
Yeah,
Games,
Sacred
for
Games
sure.
was a
Yeah,
game
it's
changer.
No doubt.
It
It was really
game
a
changer as an Indian show. It was a game changer for OTT in our country. So yeah, it is heartbreaking.
I really wish you all could come back. We really want to know what happened after the blast. Netflix, please make it happen.
You're here, it's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to convince them outside.
do that. Do that.
Radha, sir, everybody in my team also wanted to know is that with S.S. Rajamouli sir and the team going to the Oscars, how are you planning to root for them on the Oscars night?
Well, I was actually trying to leave after the release and go to the States.
Oh.
So like that level I'm thinking. I'm just hoping,
should go.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
even I think
I'm just hoping everything works out and I'd love to go. that's
God.
so because it's such a historic moment. It's people that are so close to me and I think it's just fun to just hang around.
Will we see you do Natu Natu as well?
No, that skill I don't have. They're the two guys, Charan and Tarak, are there to do that.
So my last question to both of you is, actually I don't know how comfortable you all will be by doing this, but this series has a lot of Hyderabadi Hindi and I have grown up hearing Hyderabadi Hindi as well. So if you guys could tell 2 lines about your show but in Hyderabadi Hindi.
कैसे होती है हैदराबादी हिंदी? तू मेरे पति को जानता है क्या? कैसे होती?
I know, it'll be like, just say that line again.
तू मेरे पति को जानता है ना? ओह हैदराबादी.
मेरा पति मालूम है तेरे को?
मालूम.
So it'll be that tonality. See, just, thing is, in this show I don't speak Hyderabadi because it's like a past that I've left behind, and I'm trying to adapt to the modern world of Bombay. But you'll see Venki sir's character,
Yeah.
Naga, Ashish Vidyarthi, all of them who are from that speak a lot of it.
Okay, then in general way, just tell 2 lines about your show and why people should watch it.
Well, if you want to see the most dysfunctional family ever, who has problems with everyone, and yet still is trying to be a family in a world of crime and violence, I guess. That's what the show is.
Meet the Naidus on the 10th of March.
Wow. Thank you for that line. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
ma'am. Thank you
talking
very
to
much.
us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.